Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Rachel Teaches Math. Make sure at the end of this video you like and subscribe if you found it to be helpful. Today we're going to be covering vertex form of a quadratic from standard form. So you can see we have one example where a equals 1, meaning the coefficient of x squared is 1, and then one example where a is anything but 1. And I'll go through both process that you can follow that will work every single time. Okay, so for my first one, x squared plus 4x minus 7, what I'm going to ask you to think about is, what would the side length of this quadratic be? If you have x squared plus 4x, I'm already thinking if I were actually to draw that out in a box, that would mean that one of your side lengths was increased by 2x if I made a perfect square from just those first two terms. So I could have x squared 2x and 2x equaling 4x, and that means that my side length was x plus 2. Well, there's a problem here. I'm trying to make a square. So if I have 2x and 2x, 2 times 2 equals, I'm just going to change the color here, 4. But I want it to have negative 7. I can't change the problem, so just think about what is the easiest way to get from 4 to negative 7. Subtract, you can answer. What would I have to subtract to get from 4 to negative 7?
Subtract 11.
Minus 11, thank you. Okay, so my side length, I'm just gonna rewrite this in standard form as if this was a perfect square. So x squared plus 4x, thanks for your basic math help, appreciate it, plus blank, and that blank we just figured out was 4. I'm gonna bring down the minus 7 that was already there, and then just kind of say, what do I need to do in order to make that fit this equation? So I said plus 4, I'm gonna fill in my 4 here. Whatever I add on here, I actually need to subtract at the end. So I'm kind of arbitrarily adding a 4 here to make a perfect square, like you see, and then I'm going to have to subtract the 4 to undo what I've done mathematically. Now, I already had a student answer that this would be minus 11, but if you add your C value inside of parentheses and then subtract it on the end, these two together would be negative 11. So now I just have to simplify. Negative 7 minus 4 is negative 11, and then change this to vertex form. And vertex form means you're just looking at what are the side lengths of your square. So my side lengths are x plus 2, and since it's a perfect square, they're both x plus 2, so I'm going to write that as squared. So you've just gone from standard form to vertex form. Now I'd really encourage you, instead of asking your teacher, is this correct? Go ahead and use your graphing calculators. In y1, type in your original, which is x squared plus 4x minus 7, and then in y2, type in your new vertex form, which was in parentheses x plus 2 squared minus 11. If you press second and then graph, then you should have the same exact table of values, okay? And then you'll know when you're completing an assessment, you know if it's completely wrong or completely right. And you can hand in that test with confidence and tell your teacher, hey, this is all wrong. I checked with my calculator. Or, hey, I got it right. You don't have to grade it. And just put the score on the top, and that's less grading for the teacher. Unless it was actually wrong. Then the teacher already put it into grade book, and well, that's okay. Just let the teacher do the grading, all right? All right, for my second one, when a does not equal 1, it's basically the same process, except I need to look at the 3x squared minus 6x together and first determine, is there a number that I can factor out? And factoring really just means division. So 3x squared minus 6x, well, there's a coefficient of 3. That causes a problem. And like I tell my students, whenever I have a problem in life, I like to kind of push it to the side and deal with it later, okay? I'm not gonna deal with that problem now. So I have this 3, it's a problem in my life. I'm not dealing with my problems. So I'm gonna divide each of these terms by 3. 3x squared divided by 3 gives me x squared. Whew, much better, I don't have that problem anymore. Negative 6x divided by 3 is negative 2x. This looks like something I can deal with. You complete the square for what's in parentheses. So I'm saying plus blank, okay? So hopefully you remember from my last video, if you're trying to complete the square, you just take your b value, which is -2 in this case, divided by 2, and square it. So I'm doing -2 divided by 2 squared. This number is always positive, whether you have a negative number times a negative number or a positive number times positive, this will be positive. So what number would complete that square? Think about it. Good, 1. Okay, says nobody. Bring down the 2 that you already had. So I'm gonna say +2 and then plus blank. Well, the blank that I completed here, I'm sorry, it shouldn't be plus, I added here. So I need to undo that by subtracting. Where's my packet? All right, what? I never said plus. I said, go away. minus 1, okay? So simplify this on the end. 2 minus 1, that's advanced. Did you just give me an okay, or are you answering 3? Are you saying that this is 3, or are you saying I'm doing a good job? Thank you, that's 1, good. Change this to vertex form. So my side length, if I have x squared minus 2x plus 1, it could help for you to draw out a picture. If I have x squared, a total of -2x means I have -x and -x, and there's my 1. That means my side lengths are x minus 1. Sometimes it helps just to think about it like that. So this is x minus 1 squared, and then I bring down that 3, which is your dilation or your growth rate. So a lot of these things that I covered in this video, I kind of expected you to already know from previous videos that I've done. But again, I want you to hand in that assessment with confidence, or complete each task with confidence. Check this original, put this into Y1 in your graphing calculator, TI-84 plus, product placement. And then this final equation will be your Y2. Both of them should be equivalent. If you press second and then graph, your table of values should be the same. Okay, so then at the end, hand it with confidence. I did it wrong, please don't grade it. Wins the retake. Okay. So hopefully this was helpful. I will do some more videos on this when I have some time, but the bell's about to ring and I have a class to teach. So again, if you like this, like and subscribe. Rachel teaches math, and have a good day. Bye.